Hello, my little goblins. We're back at it again, and this time we are playing Traptrix. So, Traptrix didn't get like a huge amount of support from these recent packs. Actually, they haven't really got any support, but I wanted to dive into them. I had a few people asking me to play Traptrix, and to be completely honest, I was kind of interested in playing them too. They look fun. We are still missing the support that they have in the is it the TCG or OCG? I'm not even sure. But they have support there that makes them a lot better. So, it is what it is. But we're going to try it out. This deck is heavily geared towards countering Tearlament. So, we play Tearlaments. We're going to be stomping on them all day. Okay? Because Tearlaments has a very hard time playing against Dimension Fissure, and they have a really hard time playing against Soul Drain, and we're running both. So let's just hope that when we're playing this Duelist Cup that we're going to keep playing against them, and we'll see how those games go. I feel like this list is relatively standard. The XZ cards are probably flex. There's a lot of flex spots there. I would say the cards that you should at least run, you should run at least one Almaris. You should probably run one Rafflesia, one Dweller, a Baguska, Time Thief Redoer, Gallant Granite, and probably Vespinato. Just because it's easy, and probably Zeus. So there's a few flex spots. So like the number 101, Dagusto, Exosister, Asofel is another flex spot. Even though this card is pretty good against Tier, I mean, Dweller is kind of just better. But other than that, I do want to give credit where credit's due. Pretty much this list is grabbed from Master Duel Meta. We got a man or a woman by the name of Horo no Ringo, and they are able to hit D-level max with this deck, and they're also able to hit Diamond 1 with this deck. So I actually think that the person hit it. Normally I'm very skeptical, but I feel like his deck is very fine-tuned for dealing with the meta. So we're going to play some games, and we're going to see how the deck goes, and you will see how it performs. Alright, we'll have a recap afterwards. Hello, my little goblins. We're playing against the real Skim Shady. Can you please stand up? And he is a little slut for playing that Imperm. Not liking it. So I don't get to grab one of my monsters, but I can go into Sarah. And my hand is actually kind of cracked, so we're just going to combo off here. So the reason why I summoned the Mantis is just to get the free search off of Sarah. And then we go into Rafflesia. How do you say this? Rafflesia. Whatever. So, Solemn Strike. I do a big boo-boo. Like a really massive boo-boo that almost makes me lose the game. He goes into Spright Blue. I actually flip his face down. He gets Jet. I know he has Jet in hand. And he plays Kara. I honestly should have just activated Judgment. I have no idea why. What was going through my brain. Why I didn't just Judgment immediately. Because like I know he has Jet, he has a random card, he already used starter, like there's really no other way he can extend the board. In my brain, I'm thinking, oh well, he's gonna go into Jet, and then he's gonna go into Gigantic Spright, and then I can Solemn Judgment Gigantic Spright. Well, guess what? He doesn't actually go into Gigantic Spright. He goes in the worst case scenario, which he actually grabs Gamma Burst, right? So I have to negate. So this is another mistake. So I use Solemn Judgment on Gamma Burst, right? And my opponent literally could just like he's attacking Sarah, right? Well, guess what? Rafflesia, this card doesn't allow my cards to be destroyed. So even if he attacked, I still wouldn't have died. And I could have saved Solemn for a follow-up play. So yeah, honestly, it was just really bad. I shouldn't have done that. So we're gonna see our opponent ham slam me for making this mistake. I mean, the good thing is the Rafflesia stays on board. But he goes, so this is like the dumbest mistake I've ever, like my mistakes were dumb, but his was like dumber in my opinion. Because he could have went into Gigantic Spright and do a bunch of shit that would have countered the living shit out of me, right? Instead, he goes into Melfi of the Forest when he knows I'm running, I have Graph Digger's trap hole. I got grabbed in the beginning. So we both kind of threw this match. We're starting this YouTube video off strong with the massive throws on both sides. Now it's going to be a very solid position for us to actually come back here and kind of just poop on our opponent. We have the Graph Digger's trap hole again, and our opponent just concedes. So hello, we're here with game number 2 against Dark Nova, and I just want to say these duels take place from Duelist Cup level 17 and up. I'm going to tell you this right now. I did not set all 4 because I have PTSD from getting evenly matched every game. So I've been very hesitant to set all 4. So the good thing is Soul Drain absolutely buttfucks the Phantom Knight deck. Like this Phantom Knight, I assume he might be running like the Burning Abyss cards too, probably. I'm going to fast forward through this. The next time you guys see this, you will see, you're just going to see my hand full with cards, because this guy, I don't draw any monsters or any action, and all he does is just keep attacking with the 600 power Psychic Wheeler. So I'm going to skip forward to when something actually happens. So let's do that. Hello, and we're back, and I drew a monster. So you see my life points, I'm at 3,400. I got hit quite a bit. He's gonna Fog Blade me, which is completely fine with me because I really don't have many cards to grab with Myrmelio. Anyway, so he is gonna activate Max Seal a little too late. He activates Droplet here. I'm just like, fuck it. I cannot afford to lose Sarah, right? Like, if I lose Sarah, I probably just lose the game. So, or just gonna mosey on by, play D-Fissure. D-Fissure is good against him too. Again, if I lose Sarah, we're probably going to lose the game regardless, because he's just going to play threats, and I'm going to eventually run out of cards. This is very risky though, because if my opponent does have follow-up, if my opponent does have, let's say, a Harpy's Feather Duster or something, I probably just instant lose as well. So there's a big risky negate. Plays this, we pop it, gets banished. Now Sarah, it does a search, goes for the Ash Blossom, which is completely fine. He negates one of our searches. Okay. He's gonna special summon this. He plays a Psychic Wielder. I just flip it face down. Now this is a 50-50. If he hits off Suganoko, I probably will have a very tough time winning this game. So what do I mean by that is, if he hits a Suganoko with its ability, we win because D-Fissure banishes it, so it doesn't actually come back. And he loses a 50-50, and that's how we win the game. Kinda rough, I'm gonna be honest. Hello, we're here with game number 3 against Kakashin. And our hand is good if we're playing against Tear. Are we playing against Tear? And we are! He actually can't even activate Seamere because it specifically says it has to go to the graveyard. We top deck a monster, means happy days for us. We get Myrmelio, go into Sarah. Now we're literally going to activate Imperm so I can special summon Myrmelio to pop a back row, I think. He activates his own Imperm because he wants to try and negate this fissure, which is fucking hilarious because it doesn't work because I'm unaffected by trap cards. So yeah, here comes Myrmelio, pop, goes the Weasel. Soliak is kind of an annoying hit, but remember all his monsters are kind of ass right now because he can't really activate them. Like Sharon, this card Sharon, you need to send a card to the graveyard, which is locked down from fissure, so you can't even special summon it. Could normal summon it, but I have Bottomless Trap Hole, which I'm doing the Rhino Heart right now. And now I get my Deoner, and then reset Bottomless Trap Hole, and then we get Grafdigger's Trap Hole. So this is another risky play. He activates triple Tactics talent, and there's two plays here. I either let him do it, right, and suffer the consequences. He probably kills my Sarah or something. But he could also do something else with it. I don't know. Or I negate it and he has nothing else. But if this is a bait and he has evenly, I pretty much just threw the match. So like, I feel like the right choice is to just let him take the card. I think that's the right choice. So that was actually a misplay too. Now that I'm like reviewing this over again, I definitely think you probably just let him take it. I know we won the match, but like, dude, I've gone even lead so many times. It's not even funny. Hello, we're here with game number 4, and my hand is looking pretty good. The triple soul drain into the D shifter. Pretty sick, don't you think? I put activates Max C because he's not going to be able to activate it later, so might as well. He is on Tearlaments, so yeah, so the triple soul drain actually might be pretty decent. So you guys might be saying, hey, Fatsoid, how come you didn't just activate soul drain immediately? My opponent's just been opening crack the entire time I've been playing this game. So like, I just assume he has crime, right? So I have 3 soul drains. I just want to bait crime out. So that's exactly what I do here. Activate soul drain. He activates crime. I'm just like, okay. He sends Kelbeck. Crazy card combo. But then I flip up my second soul drain. And whatever he ends up discarding doesn't really matter unless it's a spell or trap, which he does hit. Which Scream, which is kind of annoying. So I'm just going to ash that. I was actually ashing to see if he would call by the grave, so he wouldn't have ash for my pot of pee. Might be a little too... I might be overthinking a lot of these plays. But we're literally just looking for a monster. We got Mermelio, which is probably the best one we could have grabbed. Our opponent's a psychopath, by the way. He activates Soliac to negate this, but like, I really didn't have a way of going over Havinous. And like, I only have 3 cards to grab from the deck. Like, you guys know what the trap hole cards are. They're the Floodgate one, they're the Banish one, and then the Grafdiggers. Like, none of them actually deal with this board, so I wouldn't even really be able to go into like Link Monster right now. I'd probably have to just attack him and trade or something. So he activates Soliac, which I am like ecstatic for. I was like super happy he did that. I was like, okay, sweet. It's not like you can activate your ability. Take 800. I play the soul drain just in case he deals with this. I thought this was strange, so I tap. He flips me face down, which is kind of annoying. But also, look, he's a bit set. Dude, he has like half or more than half of his tier limit cards in the graveyard. So even if he does somehow deal with soul drain, he's not going to have really a way of capitalizing on it, right? Because he's gonna have like no cards he can actually, unless I guess he could shuffle back with like the shufflers, but yeah, never mind. If he gets to get a shuffler, he'll be fine. But we got D-Fissure up now, which means his cards are gonna start getting banished. Torrential Tribute is a huge draw. He takes 16, but now I can go into Sarah confidently. And this is pretty much closing up to be the end for him. We pop the Havinous, activate Sarah, Mantis. We use Mantis' ability to bounce the Soul Drain just to get the Bottomless Trap Hole. And now that we draw an Imperm, I want to clear up board space. I just swap with the Imperm. And then boom, now we have full board. Now I do something very sneaky here. It's really not that sneaky, but I go into Colaria. Because think about it, like, what's my board right now? I got two Trap Hole cards, right? And I can pretty much recycle these with Colaria, or recycle at least like the Bottomless if he normal summons. And I get to get a special summon out of the graveyard right now. So I'm feeling pretty confident right now. I was afraid this was, I think this was a dummy move by me. He's pretty sure we got 1, 2... all 3 of his Rhino Hearts are actually out of his deck. I thought this was Rhino Heart. I did not count it. So I actually do this play instead of doing another play I could have done. I go into Gallant Granite. I do this literally just to go over this. But if I just calculated it correctly, I think we probably just could have just killed him by attacking with everything. Again, I'm like overthinking things, but not thinking enough because I could have just counted his graveyard. Activate Lord, and then we attack. And it's GG. This is what I'm talking about. This deck is the Tier Destroyer. Hello, we're here with game number 5, and our hand is actually looking pretty sweet. The D Shifter. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking nut. I mean, what? I didn't say that. But the D Shifter goes crazy here, right? He goes into Baguska. Obviously, that's a good play. That's what he's supposed to do if that happens to him. But, he's already kind of fucked. He used 2 tier limit cards. Like, my hand's, like, fucking really, really good. The only thing that's missing is me not having, like, one of my tier floodgates. Like, either the Soul Drain or the D-Fissure. It's the only thing I'm missing. But, so the reason why we do this play, and it might look bizarre, is because whatever he plays, I'm going to Torrential Tribute to get rid of this fucking Baguska. And this card's unaffected by trap cards too, so we get to keep our board. He loses his. He loses his next charge. He plays Midoriya. I thought this was hilarious. He flips his card, and here comes the tribute. Bye-bye. And he just scoops it up. Easy peasy. He was running out of resources. I had a full grip. It was not going to end well for him. Hello, we are here at game number 6 against Shirato. I feel like I've played against someone named Shirato before, but maybe not. But yeah, he's going to activate Terraforming. I just stopped that shit. I'm thinking I'm playing against Tier, that's why. My opponent actually is not on Tier. That's why I thought this would be a cool final match. But his hand is pretty cracked to answer everything I have. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I attack for the 16 hundo. Here comes Sarah. Set 3. Not bad. I'm going to say this, like, opening multiple, like, trap holes, kinda. I don't want to say it's a brick, but, like, kinda. Because, like, those are cards I can search out of the deck. I do realize I grabbed one of them with Mermelio, so never mind. My opponent has Harpies, so this is part of this is what I was saying. His hand was kind of crapped. He Harpies me. I have to Judgment. He activates Remius. I activate Trap Hole, Gravedigger's Trap Hole, which is great for me, obviously. He takes 2,000, he's down to 44. Sarah's effect activates. He activates Maxi to draw a card, and I'm like, dude. Look at the card he top decks. I sent him Mermelio to snipe this card. Top decks Gamma. And I can't make this up, dude. Like, one card he draws Gamma. So I have to use my Floodgate Trap Hole on this, or I am fucked beyond belief. Normal summon, then Monster Reborn. I'm like pretty positive. I don't know what his extra deck is, but like he's playing Dragoonity, which has a lot of synchros, or a decent amount of synchros. Like, I don't know why he wouldn't take one of my level 4s, right? He could have took a level 4, unless they require, like, a Dragoonity to be part of it. I'm not 100% sure. But he ends up going into Romulus. Romulus grabs Glow. Again, a little perplexed by the grab here. Don't know why he would ever grab that. He's absolutely fucked, by the way. Soldiering's not very good against. It's probably medium against him. But we're going to be able to combo off pretty heavily here. Boom. Since we have no materials left on this card, we just go into Vespinato to just push through damage. He's already at 14. So now if I'm able to get a Gravedigger's Trap Hole that's lethal too, he's in tough trouble right here. So he plays this card, we flip it face down, Sarah special summons Diana, which grabs the Gravediggers, and then I also set the Bottomless, and we flip Soul Drain, and he does not want any more of that, so it is GG. Let us get to that recap. Hello, welcome to the recap. Thank you for watching this far. If you guys are not subscribed, please consider subscribing because it helps out the channel so much, and it helps me to my road to 10,000 subs. And then it's going to be 100,000, then 1 million, then 10 million, then 100 million. Then I'm going to be Mr. Beast, except it's going to be Mr. Fat, and it's going to be sick. And you guys are going to be like, whoa, can I get a Mr. Fat Cat chocolate bar? And I'm going to be like, no, you can't. It's all mine. I have diabetes. So let's talk. Oh, also join our Discord. The Discord link is down below. Sick Discord. Almost have 500 members, and pretty active community. We host tournaments every Friday. So let's talk about how the deck performed. So I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys because I am a very honest person. I love the deck. I think it is well tuned for the meta. But I'm going to say on the Duelist Cup, I had a very, very rough time at the start of it. So I played for like a few hours earlier in the day, and I just was losing every match. And the reason why I was losing every match, 10 out of 12 games, I got evenly matched and lost half my board or more. Lost most of my board. It would be like a 3-for-1, 4-for-1 evenly matched because I just wasn't opening Solemns. And the protection I was opening was Lord, which Lord's great against Harpies, but bad against evenly match. It's pretty awkward. And I'm going to say this right now, like Traptrix is not even like the worst deck against evenly match because like if you just save Sarah, like since they activate evenly match, you can use their evenly match trap, I guess, to grab yourself. You can special summon a Traptrix monster out of the deck, then activate that and get a Trap Hole card out of the deck. But the thing is, you lose so much value just not having those other traps up that it throws you too far behind. So I lost a lot of games just from evenly matched, and then the other 2 games I lost, I literally went on like a 10 or 12 game losing streak. The other 2 games I lost, I was just going second. Like I actually won coin. I either won coin flips or my opponent made me go first, which I was like a little scared to begin with. But like every game they opened evenly matched. So I gave myself a break, right? I gave myself a few hours of break, and then I came back onto the account. How did the deck perform afterwards? So I actually started playing against Tearlaments, which this deck is built to play against. Oh, by the way, the games I was playing against with the evenly match, they were all like Runic decks. And Runic absolutely butt fucks this deck. Like, there's not a single card in this deck that is good against Runic. like you could say, I guess Solemn Judgment's good against Runic, but every other card's like really bad against Runic. So, yeah. I guess Myrmelio is pretty good against Runic, but at the same time, they can keep protecting the field spells, so it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, this deck is really bad against Runic. It does really bad against Exo Sisters. It does really bad against like cards that like not the cards that don't care about like the D-fissures and stuff. It's actually really good against Flow because Soul Drain does lock out Flow. I didn't play against any Flow though. I like in the beginning of the day I just played against like almost all Runic, and then later at night I played against all the tier decks. And we steamrolled all the tier decks. I think I almost had like 100% win ratio against tier. I think I maybe lost 1 game them going first against Tearlaments. So that was good. So when we play against decks that we're supposed to do good against, we completely stomp on them. Evenly match is rough because if you do not open Solemn Judgment, you just lose everything you have. And it's really hard to hold back your cards. Like, let's just say play 1 or 2 cards, because a lot of these decks extend so much that your 1 or 2 cards isn't going to hold them back from like OTKing you or something. So you kind of almost have to play your hand out, which is really unfortunate. So do I think the deck's bad? No, I don't think the deck's bad. I think I just got some bad matchups. I think the deck's actually... This deck would probably be like way better on ladder. Like if I was playing on ladder, it probably would have went a lot better. There's a lot more fringe decks, I feel like, in the Duelist Cup. At least from my experience. We did end up climbing at least one rank. So at night, obviously after the huge loss spree, we ended up climbing to D18. But that was about it. So what am I going to rate this out of 10, right? I'm going to say without the new support, the support that's supposed to be, should be coming, like, I would assume in a few months, I would say this deck's a solid, like, 6.5. Like, a solid 6.5. I think when it gets that new support, this deck's going to go crazy. But yeah, with evenly matched being everyone in the format, if you do not open that Solemn Judgment, is going to be a rough day for you. So it's kind of hard for me to rate it higher than that. But it's a really fun deck. Like that's what I'm saying. So if you want to play a trap deck, that's really fun, and I do recommend playing it. I enjoyed it, even after the rage. Because when it does the stuff it wants to do, it's actually pretty fun controlling your opponent, like being in control. But on a tier list, this is obviously right now it's a rogue deck. You probably barely play against it, but kind of like on the scales of Altergeist, it kind of has a lot of similar problems to Altergeist has right now. Just these trap decks just do really bad into evenly. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you guys want to see next. I think the next deck profile we're probably going to do is Synchrons, but we'll end up seeing. So, goodbye.